Hi everyone, welcome to Founders Archive. Here we talk to founders about what it really takes to build a company from ground up in India today. We hear about successful companies once they've made it. But we don't hear much about those early days, the uncertainty, the hard decisions, the setbacks, and the lessons that shape the journey. That's what this is about. Our hope is that these conversations help the next generation of founders learn from those who are building in India today. Today, I'm joined by Nidhi, founder of Fitter Her, a women's wellness platform helping women navigate some of the life's most important health journeys, from fertility to pregnancy to postpartum, some of the life's most important health journeys. And by combining personalized nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle coaching, Fitter Her had supported over 10,000 women and building a business focused on long-term health. Today, we'll go behind the scenes of how she built the company from ground up. So, Nidhi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. I'm super excited, and let's get started.
Great. So, thank you for being part of the founder archive. Yeah, let's get started. So, let's drive back to very early days. Can you take us back to the moment before you started your company? What was happening in your life? What problem kept bothering you? And finally, what you decided to do?
Right.
Um Saying, I am going to build this. How did you come to that decision?
Yes, that is so amazing. Thank you for asking. And I usually say, whatever you do in life, there is some that why is somewhere buried like years before, and so yeah, let me start. When I decided, I quit my job in 2018, and that was a time where I was like, okay, life is very good. Things which society has told me to achieve, I have already achieved that. Having a beautiful family, doing good at my profession, family was good, everything was like amazing. Health wise, we were doing good. So it was all perfect. But somehow I was feeling in this, perfect world, if someone will see from outside, but I was just feeling that I cannot be comfortable. I am an uncomfortable person. I want to explore. I want to do more things in my life. I want to push my limits. That is what I love, and that's I do. Like I was running a lot, and the whole idea was to push your limits. And but that time running was a mean for me to do that. That was really the vehicle to exhaust myself. But yeah, one day I got this courage that let's take that leap of faith, quit the job and see what you can do. If you feel like you are so strong, if you feel like you can push the limits, if you are that
True.
person, let's challenge that person, that let's bring that person out. So yeah, that's how it started. And I think I always tell this to myself. I don't want to look back and see like, oh, I have not done enough. Just wanted to, when I'm 80 years old, lying on a bed, and I just want to have this feeling. Not 80 years old, maybe I just keep telling everyone I will be going to live like 120 years for sure. So when I look back, it should be like, oh, I have done enough. I have I have my highs and lows, but I've lived the life. Like I have really
Yeah.
experienced
Yeah.
things, tried new things. I have stories to tell, and that is the whole motivation why I quit and started. So that is one time in my life, and that's how that was the motivation that time.
Great. You're going to be a centurion, I'm sure. Those blue zones.
I'm going to live 120 years. I better take a good care of my body,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
the medical science is going to exponentially increase our age
Yeah.
in the coming years. So I'm an optimist, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I have to be optimist, and that is how I see future ahead.
True, true. Like you've tried everything, you want zero regrets when you're 100 or 120.
Totally.
Great to know. So, what really happened during the first 200 days? Because I think those are the most important days. What did you build? Whom did you speak to? Did something go wrong? And was there anything that surprised you in the first 200 days?
Whatever I thought like okay is going to work, it was far from reality. It was not close. I was
Okay.
thinking I'll go and I'll talk to the corporates and I can do this, I can do that, but I think whatever I thought I can do, probably I can do 5% of it, and rest all of it was like it's too dreamy, it's not possible for a company to do and to touch upon a lot of things, right? I can do this, I can fix this, all that. So I think that was a biggest realization that you cannot do so much, you need to do this much only, small thing. So that happened, and then there was a lot of thought like it is too hard, I'm not getting enough. How can I get the next client? I'm stuck, I'm not moving, things are not working. So there was a lot of things like okay, our job was good. If you want to do something challenging, go and do something hobby type things. Don't give you 100% because it's too hard to sell through. So yeah, that was the first 200 days. 200 days was evaluating yourself. Nothing moved in 200 days for sure.
Okay. People keep saying entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. What are your comments on that?
Life is lonely. I don't know. I have I don't know. I think I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm not someone who will have a lot of friends and I will chat with a lot of people. I have few like-minded people in my circle, and so I'm never a person. I'm more of that person who is comfortable with some people, discussing with them. But I was like this even before when I was in job, right? Now you will say, okay, you are building this, you are alone. But again, I don't have colleagues. I don't have, I have employees, people who are working with me, but I have then fellow entrepreneurs, and we have the same kind of discussion. क्या चल रहा है? Hiring कैसे कर रहे हो? So it is hard, obviously, when you are at that level where I'm sure you cannot. I meet my family members. They will say, "अरे traffic बहुत था, अरे job में Saturday को बुला लिया." Obviously, you don't have those things to crib about. But I I was never. I'm never a part of like a big group. I'm always very comfortable with my own space with few friends. So I don't feel too much of that. I feel.
Okay, that's great to know because that has been challenge for a lot of founders. But yeah, that's that personality trait of yours helped you.
Right, right. It
Yeah, that's
is.
great. So let's understand most of us go through moments where we seriously question whether to continue or not. Have you had any such moments and how did you
And
get through it?
so many, so many. I try to run away from this. I try to. Uh, I did a master's. I like, okay, this is not happening. Let me do a master's and then get back to my profession. So there were a lot of moments where I thought, no, let me do something else. It is totally fair. You think about something, you start, but then you're not figuring out what is that perfect market fit. You're trying to do something. It is also taking it's your time and energy, right? You can earn a handsome salary. So I think having that realization that okay, I have tried, and if it is not working, it's not working. It's okay totally to go back, because all this is an experience. No one is. People think that probably entrepreneurs make a lot of money. Yeah, they are like handful of them. Okay, so most of the people will, probably struggle in meeting the ants and all those things. So I saw so many moments, so many times it happened that I really wanted to get back. I really wanted to because I can do a lot in my profession as well. And as I said, I also did a master, so it was not I'm going to do my old job. Obviously, it is a upgrade of what I was doing before. So there was a lot of options. A lot of time I thought I'll go back, but because I was working in a space which was very close to my heart. It was not something where I said like, okay, this is a gap in the market. I can make money in this place. Let me do this. I never started like this. I always started, oh, I really want to support women and they are very close to me and I really want to empower them and this is how I wanted to do this. So it was very close to my heart, and that's why it was hard for me to quit. and that's how I keep coming back. And then there was a phase I was like, okay, Nidhi, kuch na kuch to karke, just get into that mindset of let's make it work. There's no looking back. It took me some time. It took me a lot of time. It took me
Okay.
years. It took me almost 4 years to going back, thinking, trying other options. Let me do this. Let me do this. And so yeah, it is a journey in itself.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Now, looking back over the last few years, what did you believe about startups before you began that turned out to be completely wrong? Like you believed something to be true, but now you feel that was completely wrong. And what
I believe.
lessons fundamentally changed how you build
Right,
today?
right. There was one thing I believe that people are lucky. I believe that someone who comes from IIM or IIT are better fit for a startup. I believe that good things will happen to you. I believe that, oh, she or he has built this business because they were having the right resource or the right mentorship or whatever. What I have realized and what has changed my life is this one thing. That is, it is all inside you. Whoever has built a big business, it is all inside you. How many times have you heard that Paytm is डूब रहा है, Zomato अभी bankrupt होने वाला है, Oyo is out of business? How many times have you heard all this? Lot of times.
True.
They have their own journeys like this. They were going down, they were out of business, but it is that founder's resilience of working. They have a lot of things in their toolkits. Founder can quickly change. They have this like, I need to make it work. That single thing is the foundation of any startup. It is just the founder's resilience. If today I am here and I am here living alone from my family, far away, doing everything on my own. I don't have my parents living nearby or any relative. I'm like totally on my own. I am from north of India. Okay, so I don't have relatives living next to me. I'm in this town totally alone. But this is my resilience. A lot of people resonate with that. A lot of people come out and say, like, Nidhi, I wanted to help you because I know you are this person who can do this. You are going to build this because it's it is all about founder. It is so all resources will come your way. All doors will open. Right people will show up. Magic will happen. But you have to be that person who can attract that magic. You have to become it. It is the founder's vision. So every time someone will say, oh, this is dying and all, and I was like, if that founder is in the right mindset, want to take it forward, they will pull it. So yeah, it is nothing. You might have all the resources, you might have access to all the resources, and you will end up losing all that in just a few years, because if you don't have the right mindset and resilience with respect to solving whatever problem you are solving. So that is the key.
Okay, I think I also see that the pain threshold needs to be really high.
Right, right. That is it is as I said. It's how do you see how strong you are to make it happen. I'll personally tell you, I see a lot of women entrepreneurs, and they are basically they can't do 9 to 5 because they want to take care of kids. They have started some small setup, but they don't have that 200% to make it happen. And it's not a rocket science. It is your effort will show, right? It will you will figure it out. You know when you are 200%.
Right. Did you
So
have any mentor or you learned everything the hard way?
see, it is very funny, like how people look at mentorship. Mentorship will not happen. Like you will not get a mentor just like that. Mentor will only be there when you will show resilience. When you are ready to learn, the best people will come and they will teach you.
Right, right.
So for the long time, I was like, okay, there are too many things which I know I have to do, and I was not able to do those things. Like, I don't need another person to come and tell me like, oh, these things you need to do. But today I am at a place where I'm doing 200%, and I just attract that positive energy. Right people will come to me. I talk to right people, and I talk to them, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to help me on this? You have already done this. Do you want to guide me? How should I do it? And I'm getting all the right resources for fundraising, for hiring, for B2B, and all that is coming in, and it is very organic. So mentorship will happen when you are ready for it. Right people will come. They also want to mentor, people who have already done. They also want to mentor the people who are, at a starting stage. But they will not waste your time if they say like, the level of sincerity is not there. So you will get, you ask, I don't know, if I'll ask anyone that I wanted to talk to that person, I'll talk to that person. So that is how it is. So I don't have one mentor, but I do get in touch with a lot of people when in whatever stage I require them.
Okay, that's great. You've already given a lot of good insights, being resilient, having high pain threshold, giving your 200%. So these are really good insights. But if someone were listening to this today or tomorrow and they want to start a new company, what are the three things you would tell them? And just as importantly, what they should avoid?
Three things. First, I will tell them is have a time frame. Have a time frame. Tell yourself you have just this 3 months or 6 months, whatever you are comfortable with. I'm going to try each and everything in this duration. I will not extend it. That kind of mindset will help you in making the best progress. Frame is going to help you. And when you're doing something, I have not done that, but I'll ask everyone to please go do internship with some startup, whatever you want to build, get into that space, go and learn the trades. I was not aware of it. I should have quit my job, started in some place. Don't get any salary, just work for them, and you will understand a lot of things which are required. So do that. Do internship, and where in whatever space. Don't just start like this because it is very hard.
Right.
So that is the second thing I'll say. And the third thing I will say, just ask everyone.
Right.
If you have the right energy, if you are the magnet, people are here to support. The word is here to support.
Right.
Ask if you have that level of resilience, people will show up.
Right.
Show on the door 10 times, ask, email, phone number, this and that. It is going to happen. It's all inside you. So these are the three things, and I'm sure someone is doing it within 6 months. They will see how quickly they will move and build, and obviously, start earning from their startup.
Okay, that's really great. Thanks, Nidhi. I have one last question. If someone knew nothing about Fitter Her, what are the 5 achievements that you can best capture the impact you've created?
Amazing. This is a tough one, and I should have prepared something for this. They don't know anything about FitterHeart. So we have clients who are from a small town in Kashmir to a small town in Kanyakumari, like not metros, tier one, tier two kind of towns. And when I see their images, I was like, oh my God, people like this, because our content is in English, right? So it has limitation. But people from that remote areas, chota, they tell me that I don't have a sofa in my house. So I was like, okay, I don't have a space to work out. When my in-laws will go off, then I'll do. So that kind of people in such constraint, and they are doing, and I just thank God that, okay, I have something so that I can share it to those people, and they can add value to their life. So this is one thing which I am very proud of. We do hire a lot of women who have quit their job. They want to stay at home and want to take care of of the kids. So 95% of our employees are mothers जो वर्कफोर्स से चली गई होती है, तो हम उनको वापस लेकर आए हैं. So I'm very proud of that. We are one of the most affordable kind of plan, so I'm very proud of that, but not too much. We want to build a product which we can scale internationally. So that is how we are building. We are developing protocols. where we can say built in India for the world. So that is what we are working on. And I think I have, and Fitter Her has also pushed me to be a better person. And I think I am thankful for the challenges which I take on a day-to-day basis to become a better person.
That's really nice, Nidhi, and it's a real pain point you're solving. We know the pain a lot of mothers, new mothers go through. So you're making a huge impact, not just to urban women, but also women from different demographics. So thank you so much, Nidhi, for all the impact you're creating in India and globally. And thank you again for being part of Founders Archive. And thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you for the amazing questions. And I wish you all the best. And in some way, if I can help you, always there to support you. Do reach out to us and have a wonderful day.